One of the first things we start off in our training programs with is an understanding of the reactive forces of the saw chain and bar. You know, when you start to look at it, a lot of people are kind of skeptical about using the tip of the bar, but we start off and think through the top of the bar gives you a pushback, the bottom is pull in, the upper tip is where kickback occurs.
So this particular one we call pushback. That one we call pull in. Kickback only occurs in the upper corner of the bar tip.
So if you start the bore cut, we call it, or plunge cut correctly, you're going to start with the bottom side of the saw tip and then feed through. The guys today did a really good job with that, and it's important to think through now. They can be able to work with this on the trees. When you start to think about it, there's really only one negative. It's understanding the reactive forces. But I think anybody who picks up a chainsaw should understand the reactive forces they're going to be dealing with. So if you understand those 3 or 4 things, then more or less it gives you the opportunity on a small tree to be able to take a small tree with a back leaner and have a place to put a wedge. You can bore cut through, creating a slot, place a wedge in that slot, and then be able to drive the tree over. Now we got a spot for a wedge in the back. I just cut that little piece off, you drive the wedge. Yeah, just a little bit of bypass here, but it didn't really cause any problem. But look at that hinge. Absolutely perfect, straight. That tree had, the drop line fell right here, so he had almost 2 feet of back lean on this tree. And he just tapped it right in. What I had him do is he went all the way through with his bore cut, then cut back to here, then pulled the saw out, and then just took the tip and came out, so that left this material here holding. So that way you got a spot to put the wedge in the back for maximum lift. Then it would have been okay, you could put it in at the side there, but all the way to the back gives you a little bit more power. Won't move as fast, but it gives you more power. You can also be able to think about a heavy forward leaning tree. It can keep it from barbaturing or from splitting. Take a day with a little bit of a breeze blowing, and you can understand that by keeping the hinge and keeping a strap on the back can stabilize the tree until you're ready to release it. There's really no negatives. You can be able to see if it's hollow or it's rotted on the inside. And so all of those things are possible with a bore cut. And when it gets to storm stuff, when you start thinking about storm situations, we start to look at how can we be able to get these things down and keep things from getting stuck. Bore cuts can be a big asset to that. If you've never tried it, think about the reactive forces and the bore cut. Practice it and make sure that you understand that where that kickback corner is especially. But there's a lot of advantages if you know how to use it. It's not a technique you use every time, but it's something that can give you quite a lot of safety when it comes to certain tree situations. Well, I hope you enjoy this edition of Along the ForestApps Road. We're headed back home. It's been a great workshop up in Lawrenceville, Georgia.
Reactive forces are something that anyone who picks up a chainsaw needs to understand and be able to explain, pass it along to others, and be able to use it in certain situations. I hope you enjoyed it. Please press that like button and also subscribe if you hadn't already. We appreciate you being part of our forest applications along the ForestApps Road. Hope to see you down the road in the near future. And until then, this is Tim Ard wishing you good sawing.